When we first looked forth, the light from the lowering moon was decorating the view with sharply edged bars of light and cones of shadow cast by the white hills. But the moon was gone by the time we started, and only the lanterns of two parties, an hour and a half ahead, twinkled like orange stars on the vague floor. Silence reigned in the still air. Descending a gully of loose stones, we entered the ice and crossed the foot of the Grunhorn Glacier, which we were to mount the next day to the col at its head. The recent fallen snow upon the ice was not hard enough frozen to bear our weight, but this unpleasantness did not last, and as we advanced below the foot of Ewig Schneefeld's broad ice field and up the Jungfrau Fern's left side, the surface was firm and crisp beneath our feet. What beautiful names the mountains and glaciers have in this region. The Maiden, the Monk, the Ogre, the Dark Eagle Peak, the Bright Eagle, the Peak of Storms, the Peak of Terror, the Field of Everlasting Snow. How much better than Mount Jones or Mount Mackenzie? The upper part of the Jungfrau Fern falls in swelling terraces from its encircling peaks and ridges. At each bend, open or covered crevices are numerous and have to be carefully negotiated. Shrieks from one of the parties we left behind informed us that a man had fallen into a hole and was in process of being hauled out. There was no reason to shriek, and, indeed, every reason not to do so, for help was not required and we might easily have been betrayed into going back. As it was, we had to halt till we could be sure that they were continuing their way. Excitable novices are a nuisance on a mountain, especially when they are led, as in this case, by bad guides. Good and careful guides seldom fall into crevices. They discover and avoid them. The process takes a little time, but the discomfort of being hauled out of a crevice is worth avoiding. The first grey indication of dawn, rendering our lanterns needless, seemed to come up simultaneously all round the horizon. It was long before a bed of orange light gave colour to the sky in the southwest. When we reached the highest level of the glacier, some way below the Jungfrau Joch, and were bending round to the west, the Jungfrau suddenly blushed a faint pink over all its rocky face, then grew pale, blushed again, and finally, waxing golden, shone for some minutes in singular glory before white daylight reigned.